The rain fell like angry tears from heaven. At the top of the Golden Tower, in the heart of Lagos, a woman's scream cut through the thunder. Get out, old woman. You are not my mother. I don't know you. Marcus Okafor stood in his silk suit, his face twisted with rage and shame. Behind him, his mansion glowed with 1,000 lights. Beautiful people in expensive clothes stared at the small trembling woman at the door. But Mama Rose did not move. Her wrinkled hands clutched the faded yellow cloth bag. Inside were three things: a wooden cross Marcus carved when he was 7, a red ribbon from his first school prize, and one old photograph of a smiling boy sitting on his mother's lap under a mango tree. Please, my son, I only came to see your face one more time before you marry. The security guards grabbed her arms. Marcus turned his back. The door slammed shut, and the mother who gave everything fell into the storm. But this night was only the beginning. Because in Africa, we know the ancestors are always watching, and they never forget when a child breaks the oldest law. Honor your mother and father, or the ground itself will swallow your blessings. My friends, if this story is touching your heart, drop a comment below and tell us where you are watching from. Nigeria, Kenya, Ghana, South Africa, or anywhere in the world. Don't scroll away, because what happens next will make you call your mother right now and say I love you. Hit that subscribe button so you never miss these powerful African tales that teach us how to live. Share this video with everyone because the lesson in this story can save a soul from making the biggest mistake of their life. Now, let me take you back to where this story really begins. Back to the dust roads and the small village called Enugu, where the red earth remembers everything. 30 years ago, Mama Rose was young and beautiful. Her husband died from fever when baby Marcus was only 3 months old. The village elder said, "Send the boy to his uncle. You cannot raise a man-child alone." But Mama Rose held her baby tight and said, "This is my son. God will make a way." She sowed vegetables in the hot sun. She washed clothes by the river until her hands bled. She carried firewood on her head for 10 miles to sell in the market. Every coin she earned went into a small tin box hidden under her sleeping mat. When Marcus turned 6, other children went to school with new uniforms and shoes. Marcus went barefoot with a torn shirt. The children laughed. "Teacher, look at the beggar boy." But Marcus was smart. So smart that even with no books, he remembered everything the teacher said. Mama Rose noticed. That night, she sold her only gold earrings, the ones her dead husband gave her. She bought Marcus 1 uniform, 1 pair of shoes, and 3 notebooks. "Study hard, my son. Education is the only inheritance I can give you." Marcus studied by candlelight while other children played. When he was hungry, Mama Rose gave him her own food and said, "I already ate." It was a lie. She went to bed with an empty stomach so many nights that her body became thin like a dry branch. But Marcus grew tall and strong and brilliant. When he was 12, his teacher called Mama Rose to school. "Your son is gifted. He can go to the big secondary school in the city. But it costs money." "How much?" Mama Rose asked. "More than you can imagine." That night, Mama Rose made a decision that would change everything. She sold their small piece of land, the land her grandfather left her, the land that grew yams and cassava to feed them. She sold it all. The villagers said, "Woman, you are mad. What will you eat? Where will you farm?" Mama Rose just smiled. "My son will eat knowledge, and one day knowledge will feed us both." Marcus went to the city school. He was the only village boy among rich children. They mocked his accent. They laughed at his old bag. But Marcus remembered his mother's tears the night she sold the land. So he studied like his life depended on it. Because it did. 4 years later, Marcus won first prize in the national mathematics competition. The prize was a scholarship to university, full fees paid. When the letter came, Mama Rose danced in the village square. She ululated so loud that the whole village heard. My son, you have made it." But the university was in America. far across the ocean. The night before Marcus left, Mama Rose gave him the last thing she owned, her late husband's silver watch. This was your father's. Wear it and remember you come from people who keep their promises. Marcus hugged her. I promise, Mama. When I finish, I will come back and build you a house with glass windows and a tin roof. You will never suffer again. The plane took Marcus away, and Mama Rose returned to her small village hut with nothing but hope. In America, Marcus worked harder than everyone. He studied business and technology. He barely slept. Other students went to parties. Marcus went to the library. He video called his mother once every month. She always smiled and said, I am fine, my son. But behind her, Marcus could see the cracked walls and the leaking roof. I will fix it soon, Mama. Just wait. 5 years passed. Marcus graduated top of his class. A big company hired him. Then he started his own business. Computer software. It grew fast. Very fast. Money started flowing like a river after rain. But something else was happening too. Marcus started meeting different people. Rich people. Powerful people. People who spoke with smooth tongues and lived in glass towers. They invited him to their clubs and parties. One woman asked, Marcus, where are you from? Nigeria, he said proudly. Oh, how exotic. And your family, what do they do? Marcus hesitated. In that moment, he saw his mother's cracked hands. Her torn wrapper, the village hut with no electricity, and shame, hot and bitter, filled his throat. They passed away when I was young. I grew up in boarding schools. The lie slipped out smooth as oil, and the rich people nodded with pity and sympathy. They did not laugh. They did not mock. They welcomed him as one of their own. From that day, Marcus told the lie again and again until it felt like the truth. His mother, dead. His village, forgotten. His past, erased. He moved to Lagos, built a mansion with a swimming pool, bought 3 cars, wore watches that cost more than a village could earn in 10 years. And when his mother called, he started making excuses. Mama, I am in a meeting. Mama, I will call you back. Mama, I am traveling. The calls became fewer and fewer until they stopped completely. Mama Rose did not understand. She would sit outside her hut every evening, phone in hand, waiting. Village children would ask, Mama Rose, when is your son coming? And she would smile and say, soon. He is busy building his future. But in her heart, a small crack was forming. 3 more years passed. Marcus became a billionaire. His face appeared in magazines. News reporters called him the young king of African tech. Marriage proposals flooded in from society families. He chose Sophia Ademola, daughter of a senator. Beautiful, educated, elegant. The wedding was planned like a presidential coronation. Guest list of 500, venue by the ocean, fireworks and champagne. The whole nation was talking about it. In the village, Mama Rose heard the news from her neighbor, who had a radio. Mama Rose, your son is getting married. They are talking about him on the radio. He is a billionaire. Mama Rose's heart leaped. My son, my Marcus, I must go to him. I must see him before he marries. I must bless his union. She packed her small yellow bag. She borrowed money for the bus ticket. She wore her best wrapper, the one she saved for church, and she began the long journey to Lagos. But Mama Rose did not know that the son who left was not the son she would find. Money had built walls around Marcus's heart, walls so thick that even a mother's love could not break through. The bus journey took 2 days. When Mama Rose finally reached Lagos, she stood in the middle of the roaring city and felt so small. Cars everywhere, tall buildings touching the sky, people rushing like ants. Nobody smiled, nobody greeted. She asked for directions. A kind taxi driver felt pity for her and drove her to Marcus's estate for half price. When they reached the Golden Gate, Mama Rose could not believe her eyes. "This is where my son lives? Like a king?" The guard stopped her. "Madam, where are you going?" "I came to see my son, Marcus Okafor. I am his mother." The guard looked at her torn shoes and faded wrapper and laughed. "You? Mother of Mr. Marcus? Madam, please go. Don't come here to beg." "I am not begging. I am his mother. Call him. Tell him Mama Rose is here." The guard finally called. After a long wait, the gate opened, but Marcus did not come to welcome her. A security man led her through the back entrance like she was a thief. Inside, the mansion blazed with lights and music. Beautiful people laughed and danced. Waiters carried trays of food. The smell of perfume and roasted meat filled the air. And there, in the center, stood Marcus. Tall, handsome, wearing a suit that shone like liquid gold. Next to him stood Sophia, draped in diamonds. Mama Rose's heart exploded with joy. "Marcus, my son." She rushed forward, arms open. But Marcus's face changed. His eyes went cold. His jaw clenched tight. Who let this woman in? The music stopped. Everyone turned. Sophia gasped. "Security, who is this?" "Marcus, it's me, your mother. I came for your wedding. I came to bless you." Marcus looked at her like she was a snake. "I don't know this woman. She is lying. She is a scammer. Get her out." Mama Rose froze. The yellow bag slipped from her hand. "No. No, my son. It's me, the one who sold everything for you, the one who went hungry so you could eat. Marcus, remember the mango tree. Remember the wooden cross you made me." But Marcus turned to his guests. "I apologize for this disturbance. Some people will do anything for money. They see success and they come with lies." Two security guards grabbed Mama Rose's arms. She struggled. "No, Marcus, look at me. Look into my eyes. You know me." Marcus bent down and picked up her yellow bag. He opened it and scattered everything on the marble floor. The wooden cross, the red ribbon, the old photograph. He picked up the photograph. For 1 second, just 1 second, his hand trembled. The little boy on his mother's lap smiled back at him. But then he crumpled the photo and threw it away. "Get out, old woman. You are not my mother. My mother is dead. If you come back here, I will call the police." Mama Rose's legs gave way. The guards dragged her to the door. Rain had started to fall. Thunder crashed, and they threw her out into the storm like garbage. The door slammed. Mama Rose sat on the wet ground, her body shaking, not from cold, but from a pain deeper than any knife could cut. The son she birthed, the son she sacrificed everything for, the son who promised to build her a house. He just told the world she was dead. Around her, the scattered pieces of her yellow bag lay in the rain. The wooden cross is broken. The red ribbon was soaked. The photograph is torn. Mama Rose gathered them slowly with trembling hands. She held them to her chest and began to walk. She did not know where to go. She had no money left, no food, no shelter. The city rain poured down like the sky itself was crying for her. She walked through dark streets. People passed her without looking. Cars splashed dirty water on her wrapper. When she could not walk anymore, she collapsed under a bridge where other homeless people huddled. An old man gave her a piece of cardboard to sit on. "Sorry, Mama, this Lagos does not have mercy for people like us." Mama Rose said nothing. She just stared into the darkness and whispered, "My son, my only son, what did I do wrong?" Inside the mansion, the party continued, but Marcus could not smile. His hands shook when he held his wine glass. Sophia noticed. Darling, who was that woman really? Nobody. Just a scammer. But deep in Marcus's chest, something burned. Guilt, shame, and fear. He drank more wine to drown it. He laughed louder to cover it. But he grew and grew like a beast waking up from sleep. That night, after all the guests left, Marcus went to his bedroom. He saw his father's silver watch on the table, the one Mama Rose gave him. He picked it up. His hand trembled again. Then he opened his drawer and found something he had hidden for years. Letters from his mother. Dozens of them. She paid the village teacher to write because she could not write herself. My dear son, I am so proud of you. I tell everyone about you. Come home when you can. I miss you. My son, the roof is leaking, but don't worry. I will manage. Use your money to build your business. I am strong. Marcus, my son, I had a dream that you became a big man. The ancestors are blessing you because of the prayers I prayed. Don't forget us. Marcus read them all. By the last letter, tears ran down his face, but pride and fear held him like chains. He could not go back if Sophia's family knew the truth, if his business partners knew, if the world knew he lied. Everything would collapse. So, he made a terrible choice. He would let the lie stand. His mother was dead to him, and he would live with it. But in Africa, we have a saying, the child who throws away his mother and throws away his own head, and the ancestors do not forget. 3 days after the wedding, something strange happened. Marcus woke up and his hands were shaking. The shaking would not stop. Doctors came. They ran tests. They found nothing wrong. But the shaking continued. Then his business started collapsing. Deals fell through for no reason. Partners backed out mysteriously. Money started disappearing. Within 2 months, Marcus lost half his fortune. Sophia grew distant. Her family started asking questions. Rumors began spreading. People whispered that Marcus was cursed. One night, Marcus could not sleep. He went to the balcony and looked at the city lights, and he heard it. A voice on the wind, soft and sad. My son, my only son. He turned. Nobody there. But the voice came again. You have forgotten your mother. And now, your mother's tears will follow you until you remember. Marcus ran inside. He locked the door. He covered his ears. But the voice lived in his head now. Days became weeks. Weeks became months. Marcus could not eat. Could not sleep. His face grew thin. His eyes are hollow. The shaking in his hands spread to his whole body. Sophia finally left. I cannot live with a man who is haunted, she said. His friends disappeared. His business partners stopped calling. The mansion felt like a prison, and every night Marcus saw the same dream. His mother sits under a bridge in the rain, holding a broken wooden cross, whispering his name. 1 year after he threw her out, Marcus finally broke. He got in his car at midnight and drove through Lagos like a madman. He searched every bridge, every street corner, every homeless shelter. Mama, Mama Rose, where are you? But she was gone. Nobody knew where. Some said she went back to the village. Others said she died on the streets. Nobody knew for sure. Marcus finally drove to the village, the place he swore he would never return to. When he reached Enugu, the elders looked at him with hard eyes. You are the boy who forgot his mother. Where is she? Marcus begged. I need to find her. The chief spoke. Your mother returned 3 months ago. She was sick, very sick. Her heart was broken. She told us what you did, how you threw her out, how you denied her. Marcus fell to his knees. Please, where is she? I need to beg her forgiveness. The chief pointed to the edge of the village, to the sacred grove where they buried the dead. No, 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 no. Marcus ran. He ran through the red dust. He ran past the mango tree where the photograph was taken. He ran to the burial ground. And there, under a simple wooden cross, was a fresh grave. On it was written, Mama Rose Okafor, a mother who loved too much. Marcus collapsed on the grave. He dug his fingers into the red earth. Mama, Mama, I am sorry. I am so sorry. Please, forgive me. But the earth did not answer, only silence. The kind of silence that lives forever. Marco stayed there for 3 days. The villagers brought him food, but he would not eat. He wept until he had no tears left. And finally, the elders came. Young man, your mother left something for you. They gave him a small wooden box. Inside was the crumpled photograph he had thrown away. Mama Rose had kept it, and underneath was a letter, the last one she ever wrote. The teacher's handwriting was shaky because Mama Rose was dying when she spoke the words. My son Marcus, by the time you read this, I will be with your father and the ancestors. I want you to know I forgive you. A mother's love does not die, even when her son forgets her. But I have one last wish. When you have children, teach them this. No matter how high you climb, never forget the hands that lifted you. Money can build a mansion, but only love can build a home. Your mother, Rose. Marcus held the letter to his chest and wailed. A sound so deep it came from his very soul. The kind of cry that only comes when you lose something you can never get back. He tried to rebuild his life, but nothing worked. The business was gone, the mansion was sold, the shaking never stopped. People whispered, that is the man who threw away his mother. He is cursed. 10 years passed. Marcus became old before his time. Grey hair, bent back. He lived in a small room, alone, with only his mother's photograph and a letter. One day, there was a knock on his door. A young man stood there, sharp suit, expensive watch, confident smile. Are you Marcus Okafor? Yes. The young man's face changed, became cold, hard. I am your son, the one you abandoned when I was 3 years old, the one you left when you ran away to build your empire. My mother raised me alone. She died last year, but before she died, she told me about you. Marcus's heart stopped. I came to tell you something. I am successful now. I am everything you wanted to be, and I don't need you. You don't exist to me, just like your mother didn't exist to you. The young man turned and walked away. Marcus reached out. Son, please. But the door closed, just like the door he closed on his mother. And Marcus understood. The wheel had turned full circle. What he did to his mother, his son now did to him. He collapsed on the floor, finally understanding the terrible truth. When you throw away your mother, you throw away your own future. When you deny your roots, the tree dies from the inside. That night, Marcus took his mother's photograph and held it close. Mama, he whispered, you were right. Everything you said was right. And now I am reaping what I sowed. He closed his eyes, and in his last moment, he saw her. Mama Rose, young and beautiful, standing under the mango tree, arms open wide. Come, my son. It's time to come home. Marcus smiled, a real smile, the first one in 10 years, and then he was gone. The villagers found him 3 days later. They buried him next to his mother, and on his grave, they wrote, here lies Marcus Okafor, a son who forgot, a father who was forgotten. My friends, this story is not just a story, it is a warning. In every corner of Africa, in every nation of the world, some sons and daughters chase money and forget their mothers, who climb high and push down the very people who lifted them. If you are watching this and you have not called your mother in a long time, stop right now. Call her. If she's still alive, go to her, hug her, thank her. Because one day, like Marcus, you will look for her and she will be gone. And no money, no mansion, no success will heal that wound. Drop a comment below and tell your mother I love you. Share this video with every son and daughter who needs to hear this message. Subscribe so we can keep telling the stories that change lives and save souls. Remember, The ancestors are always watching. And the child who honors his mother will be honored by the world. But the child who throws away his mother throws away his own destiny. This is the end of the story, but the lesson lives forever.